Hey guys, Novaexplosion. Welcome to Star Ocean Second Story R. We're loading an autosave today. We're in the Symbological Weapons Lab. We are gonna get some story stuff happen. We got wiped by the Wise Men, and the Countess is also done, so crazy stuff happened. We're just gonna keep moving along here. I don't think there's any enemies here. I think this is just a really straightforward pathway. But yeah, we are very close to the end of the game. I'm shooting to try and finish it today. We'll see how that goes. The only thing I really don't know how it's gonna go is private actions. I have no idea how many we're gonna get at the end of the game. But everything else should be smooth sailing, hopefully. Especially because I have the Eternal Sphere with Claude, so I should be able to breeze through most of the combat. And to be real with you, since it's no secret that the combat's like not my favorite thing in Star Ocean 2, I might honestly start skipping battles if I need to. Space-time travel relics. The remains of teleportation research from 700 million years ago. Now closed off, they still bear traces of the many experiments conducted within. No one alive knows where the transporter leads. Hey, got a recreation gem. Also, Noel got level 62. I think there is one dungeon. There's one dungeon, not counting the final dungeon. So there's only 2 dungeons left in the game. And then we have a lot of bosses to take down. So it's doable. I don't know how many private actions we're going to get, though, at the end. Because that's the one thing I'm like, I can't calculate that. But everything else should be smooth sailing. Especially given that I played Star Ocean 2, like, many times before.
Ah, you're here.
What's this room for?
This room contains all of the lab's records.
Records?
The complete archives from the day it was founded to the day it was destroyed. Very valuable data, I might add.
The complete archives.
Well, don't worry. We won't start at page 1 or anything. I'd like you to take a look at the final records while we're here.
The final records? You mean the day the lab was destroyed?
That's right. I believe it'll offer us a hint on how to defeat the 10 Wise Men.
Something about this scares me.
Here we go. This will be the first time for me to see this as well.
Needs Symbological Weapons Laboratory will self-destruct in 5 minutes. The building has been completely sealed off from the outside. All personnel, please evacuate calmly into the shelter area.
Chief, you need to get to the shelter.
What's the point? The level of energy that'll be released by the creation energy device will be too much for the shelter.
But
It'll be safe outside. The building's covered in an eternity field. It's our experimental space-time displacement shield. All the energy from the upcoming explosion will be diffused and sent to another location.
there's not enough time for us to get outside.
I know. I'm afraid this is it for us. But you knew that too, didn't you? At least, there's something I can test now.
What's that?
This one thing I was researching. Bring Rena over here.
Your daughter?
We're short on time. Hurry.
Yes, Chief.
Rena.
I do really like that they went out of their way to give Reyna a portrait for her younger self. They could have very easily just not even bothered, but I do like that they gave her a portrait for her child self.
What's wrong, Rena? It'll be all right. Mama's here to help you.
But Chief, it's experimental. It's not made for living things.
If we do nothing, then she's going to die. I want to at least give her a chance. It's too small for any of us.
All right.
I'm sorry, Rena. I wanted to be together with you more often, but I couldn't. I've got a bit of an early birthday present for you. I wanted to give you a prettier gemstone than this, though. Once you'd grown up. Rena. Rena.
Where have I heard that before?
1 minute left, Chief.
I know. The research database access code is 3248-9976-2168-9934 BZQF. Don't use it unless you absolutely have to. Please.
Do you really expect someone to remember that many characters? I'm just saying.
That's the complete record of the moments before the lab was destroyed.
About Rena, the chief's daughter?
Yes, Rena, daughter of Rima, head of the Symbological Weapons Laboratory. And, actually, if you must know...
That's me, isn't it?
Obviously, hello?
Rena,
It's not like I remember any of it, but somehow I feel it's true.
Nah, dude, Nala's getting us in a big prank here. This is all an April Fool's joke, despite it being November.
When did this accident take place?
I don't know how to tell you this, but it was 700 million years ago.
700 million?
As Rima said, the energy from the explosive blast was absorbed by the space-time displacement shield. I think the box Rena was put inside was small enough that it was affected by that space-time displacement.
They had that kind of technology 700 million years ago?
Rena's box was swallowed up inside the space-time displacement shield, along with the rest of the energy. I can only surmise that the box made the leap in time the exact moment it was supposed to have been destroyed.
And then, I arrived on Expel.
Yes, it certainly seems that way.
So my real mother's gone, isn't she?
She's always with you. She was calling you those 2 times during the game. The one time when you ended up in Energy Need. You'll always have that voice to look back to.
Yes, she died 700 million years ago.
It's all right. It hardly seems real somehow.
Rena.
Anyway, now we know the access code for the database. Let's give it a shot.
I really hope you wrote that down.
Rena!
This is a really cute moment coming up between our protagonist here. I don't think this plays out too differently for Rena's story, but maybe there's something different. But the part I really like is with Claude and Rena together, so it happens in both stories. Man, that's wild, man. Time travel. Space-time continuum, etc. This Star Ocean game was crazy, although it's nothing compared to Till the End of Time. And its plot twist that a lot of people say ruined the franchise. I wouldn't go that far, but it does affect the story in that game, definitely. Why is this game so pretty? Despite how salty I've been getting with the combat and not being a fan of it, even with the updates, I'm glad we got this remake, and this game is still beautiful, because everything else about Star Ocean 2 is good. The combat's like my least favorite thing about it.
The smell of the wind. My body remembers it. I can hear the trees calling out to me. It's so tall. It must have been here for ages.
Okay, this part must be different, because with Claude, you obviously have to go find Rena, but I expect Claude to come meet us here at some point.
I feel so serene here. Why is that?
Probably because this looks just like the sacred forest near Arlia.
Maybe I still remember this place.
Rena!
I'm sorry, running off like that. Guess what? I think I kind of remember this place. I don't have any actual memories, but the smell of the wind, the softness of the earth, it feels so old and familiar.
Almost
How long do
nostalgic.
you think this tree's been here? 1,000 years? Maybe 2,000?
700 million?
Me, I'm from 700 million years ago. Just like my mother. Far, far older than this tree.
Rena.
Do you think my mother loved me, Claude? She seemed like she was preoccupied with research every waking moment of her life. Do you think she chose her research over me?
My mother was the same way. Before she got married, she was a Federation officer. Then she married my father and gave birth to me.
Play Star Ocean 1 if you want to know who Claude's parents are.
After that, though, she went back to her research career. She was at the forefront in the field of symbol science. But she never abandoned me. Her family and her career were both important to her, and she gave everything she had to them. She once told me that she just couldn't bring herself to give up one or the other. I think your mother must have been the same way, Rena. She loved you and her research so much that she couldn't bring herself to give up either. I think that's the way she lived her life, Rena.
Yeah.
You don't have to beat yourself up over it. I know I've gotten pretty depressed over things in my past, too. Don't try to hold it all in if you can't do it. That's what all of us are here for.
Claude.
Rena.
You know, this place reminds me of the sacred forest.
Maybe that's why you like the sacred forest so much. It reminds you of this place.
Oh, and props to Motoi Sakuraba. He did amazing with the soundtrack of this remake. I basically love all the arrangements more than the original.
Feeling better?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You must be having it tough about your father too, Claude.
Nah, I'm fine. I'm sure he wouldn't want me being sad over him. I don't think he would anyway. We better get going. Everyone's waiting for us.
Okay.
You wouldn't, would you, Dad?
That's a really cute scene.
Access to symbological weapon research data requires authorization. Please enter access code.
Honestly, probably one of my, if not my favorite scene in the game, that's definitely one of my favorites. I really like it. It's nothing deep, but it's just really nice to see Claude and Rena talk about, like, what they went through, like, Claude's father dying, and then Rena finding out what happened to her and her mother, and them, like, connecting on that level, hanging out near the forest that looks just like the Sacred Forest. It's just really cute. I like it. Claude and Rena are they're neat protagonists.
3248. 9976 2168 9934 BZQF. Access code confirmed. Please retrieve data chip.
I'm sorry I ran off like that earlier.
No, Rena. I'm the one who should apologize for showing that to you in the first place.
It's alright. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't surprised. But one way or another, I just had to know.
I mean, finding out that you're like 700 million years from the past, and, you know, your mother dying, like, I feel like you reacted in a completely relatable way.
Yes, I suppose so. Well, we've got the data. Let's go back to Armlock.
Bet.
So does that data chip have any hints on how to defeat the 10 Wise Men, Mayor?
No, I think it's more like some kind of blueprint. For what, though, I couldn't tell you.
So now what?
Don't worry. I've got an expert here in town. She'll be able to analyze the data chip for us. Her house is right over there.
Right over where? We're inside the teleporter room. You gotta be more specific. Anyway, Claude and Rena, they were my favorite protagonists for a while in the Star Ocean franchise, because on their own, they're fine. Putting them together, like, as a duo, they work. Like, putting them together as a duo, I like them more than, like, Fate Line God, for example. But, they're probably, they're up there in Star Ocean protagonists. I mean, they're a lot better than Edge is my least favorite, and they're, like, Fidel and Roddick, not even a contest. But Raymond and Leticia, like, reign supreme. IMO. They are still very neat, especially for the time their game was made. Let me do some skill leveling up. There's not really too much point in messing with this, but, like, why not? I just want to use my skill points and say I did. Mental science. Your mother was a researcher or whatever. Ba-ba-bum. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Yo, plus at 5 MP is actually pretty good because MP goes out really quick in this game. Also, wait, I don't think we bought weapons. Wait, I should look at missions? No missions to accept? At least not yet. Yeah, we have a ton of weapons to buy for other characters. Claude is set, and I think DS is also set with the Marvel Sword. Grizzly Clasp. Perfect for Noel. Dude, I am loaded on cash. It's so much easier to get money in this remake. Like, it's not even funny. Money in this remake is so much easier to get. Money was kind of an issue in the original. I mean, it got easier in the second half, but in this remake, it's like, oh, you never have to worry about money. That's everything. Is there an armor dude? Someone with armor? Maybe armor is like a separate shop? Anything to report? Oh, no missions. Oh, hello. Something is done here? Spend a total of 1 million full. I get 50k full back. Nice. Are there any of these guild missions I can complete really easy? Use alchemy to make silver. You'll need iron. I'll provide the materials.